How do I start when someone's here? Hi guys, it's Lena. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making black eyed beans and rice. In Punjabi it's called rwandi tari and chawal. Yeah, let's get started. Typically with beans and stuff, you soak them overnight and then you make them in the morning. This is kind of a shortcut that I do. Around 2 hours ago, I just boiled a kettle of water. I thoroughly rinsed the black eyed beans and then I just added them to the pressure cooker. Didn't turn the stove on or anything, and just added a kettle of boiling water, meaning they soaked in boiling hot water for 2 hours. And that's enough time for them to soften up. They just look like this when they've been soaking in hot water for around 2 hours. And now we're just gonna put them on the stove and let them boil for 1 or 2 whistles. These are very soft and they cook very quickly. Just to quickly explain our ingredients, I have around 3 medium-ish onions, 1 piece of ginger, 3 to 4 green chilies, and a handful of garlic. And we're gonna turn this into a paste. And I have 2 large tomatoes that we're also going to turn into a paste. Just some potatoes that we're going to add to the curry, and some diced onion for the rice. And this is just some long grain basmati rice that I'm using. So yeah, let's get started. As usual, our hearing protection. I might be like yelling because I have these in my ear, but it's all good. Can't forget the tarka protection. I'm feeling fancy. We're gonna double layer our hats. Don't I look like a lunch lady or something? As usual, all measurements and specific instructions will be in the description in case I skim over or anything. So we're gonna start by grinding up our onion paste. Basically, the formula for all these Indian recipes are the same. If you saw my black chickpeas video, this is the exact same thing that we're doing here. I'm gonna give it around 2 or 3 whistles. That should be enough. So yeah, we're gonna get started. Put the stove on. Relax. What should I talk about? I feel like my videos are kind of boring, but I mean, what is there to talk about even? Gonna add in our oil. Add in our cumin seeds or jeera. Oh, that's hot. Moving fast from here. Add in our onion paste. So we're gonna cook our onion paste until it's like golden brown. Takes about like 10 minutes maybe. You wanna make sure it doesn't remain raw or anything. We're gonna grind up our tomatoes. There's nothing like rice and like some tariyali sabzi, any kind of curry like with rice. In like the winter, it's just so satisfying. Done with our tomato paste. Onion paste, you just want to make sure it doesn't burn, but there's a lot of moisture, so it's on high heat at the moment, and slowly you'll adjust the heat, move it up and down however you need to. Just gonna mix our spices, some turmeric, a bit of red chili powder if you want, some salt, and a little bit of this stuff. Probably know it's a staple on my channel now. Totally optional though. I don't know, honestly, if my videos, I should go for like a more relaxed, like cook with me type of approach, or more structured recipes. I'm still trying to figure it out, to be honest. I don't know, if anyone sees this video by some miracle, let me know what do you prefer. What I like to watch, it completely depends. I love both kinds of videos. You can see it's starting to stick to the bottom now. Lower the heat. While this is cooking down, I'm just gonna rinse our rice. They're always like, oh, wash your rice in cold water. No. I don't know what happened one day. The hot water in our house wasn't working and I had to make rice. And then I rinsed and soaked them in cold water. We didn't have an option, right? And they turned out so like hard that they just didn't cook. It was the most odd thing. I was like, did I not add enough water or something? Like, it was so odd. So I stick to what I know. I'm like, there must be some sort of logic behind it. You know, when you do something so consistently and you develop like your own methods or whatever. I asked my grandma, I'm like, oh, how many times do you wash rice? She's like, "Jab tak saaf pani na aa jaye," until the water isn't crystal clear, meaning wash it like 10 times. I mean, yeah, it's however many times you feel. People wash it like 3 times. I wash it maybe 6 or 7, doesn't matter. Whatever's comfortable for you. Is that water crystal clear? Rice are rinsed. We're just gonna put that off to the side. We can just get started on our rice. Add in our oil. Throw in our cloves and our cumin seeds. You just want to lightly fry that until fragrant. Add in our onion. Just fry this until golden brown. Onions are brown, we're just going to add a pinch of salt. And right after, our water. Basic ratio of rice to water is double. So 1.5 glass of rice, 3 glasses of water. We're going to drain our rice. So that's ready to add in once the water starts boiling. Water's boiling. We're going to add in our rice. We're going to cook this with a lid until the water is absorbed. This is brown enough, we can just add in our spices. I always like to mix spices beforehand so it's not chaos last minute when stuff's on high heat. Toss that around for a few seconds just to get them started. Add in our tomato mix. And we're gonna cook this until a nice flavor develops. Rice are cooking, they're looking beautiful. So much back and forth, back and forth. That's how it is in real life when you're cooking. Go ahead, add in our black eyed beans. This technique learned from my grandma. Let the beans cook into the tomato. Toss them together, you don't want to crush them. Check on our rice, don't want those to burn. Lift them from the bottom. Oh, this looks great. Nearly done. The moisture of the rice is dried up. We're just gonna let it develop steam one time and then take it off the stove. And we're gonna let the beans cook in the masala on low heat for about 7 minutes. So it's been about 2 minutes since we took our rice off the stove. Gonna remove the lid and let any remaining steam escape. Add in our potatoes. Give them a toss so they can also absorb some flavor. Really soon we're just gonna add in our broth. Beans and potatoes got a chance to cook in the masala. We're just gonna turn the stove up and add in our broth. And you can just see the texture and add more liquid if needed. Because this is gonna cook down and reduce. There you go. Let it come to a boil on high, and then we're just gonna switch it to low and let it cook for maybe like 20 minutes. And then I'll show you the final stuff that we do to it. This is just what I mean by removing steam from the rice. Just carefully bringing it from the bottom to the top so all that extra moisture can get out and you can get nice biryani style rice. Also, just a tip, rinse your ladle for the rice so the starch can get off and it won't like drag it. That helps prevent it from crushing the rice. So our sabji is boiling. I've just opened the lid a little bit so the extra water can evaporate. Cook it for maybe like 6-7 minutes more like this, and then we're gonna add our final spices. Some black pepper, some garam masala, a bit of red chili powder, and coriander leaves. Gonna give that a mix and cover it just so all the flavors can combine. So we just gave that a final boil. I just like to take it off the stove once it's done without a lid, and I like to leave it like this for maybe 10 minutes, and that just lets the tari or like the curry become nice and thick so it's not like watery. So this is just a final shot of the food. I didn't take it out into glass containers because this is too much to fit into it at the moment. No one's ate yet. No one wants to eat yet, but this is real life, real cooking in big pots. Mess is normal, this is all part of it. This is just the rice, super fluffy and like separate, just how we wanted it. And the black eyed bean, it's been sitting for a while like this, it thickened up a little bit. Oh yeah, that's much nicer. Plus I like to keep it uncovered for a while so the potatoes don't get overcooked or crushed, you know, with more steam. I don't actually want to eat a full meal at the moment. I like to watch people try food on camera, so I should probably do that for my video too, eh? Take some sabzi. Let's try it out. I mean, it's good. Simple home-cooked food that we always eat. The beans have a great flavor from the onion and the garlic and all that stuff. Super good. Especially on a cold day. You just want like rice and like hot sabji. Depending on how you like, you can make stuff taste really good. Much better than restaurants and stuff. Now I feel like I can actually end the video properly because I ate some of this. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do try this recipe out if you're interested. And yeah, this tastes good.